Welcome everybody to Honorbound: Redemption of the New Guard, episode 7?
Six. Last,
6?
I think five. I think last one was
Five and a
five.
half.
6 or 7 or
Five and a
something. Um, as you might be able to notice, we have some new overlays. These are works in progress. We'll probably get some finished products
Wait,
for
what?
next week.
New
Those are
overlays. I haven't seen new overlays.
No, the new
I
overlays
haven't
are a
seen them.
surprise for everyone except for the guy who's working on them with me.
Oh,
Haha!
oh,
Awesome.
Am I-
I'm waiting.
am I
I'm
overlaid
waiting
right
for
now?
the delay.
You're
I don't know
overlaid,
what's
Ryan.
around me.
There's red stuff around
Whoa!
you and boxes.
Whoa! That's a nice overlay.
Yeah. So,
But the
that's
crown needs
that.
to be bigger.
I'm gonna have him
I
remove
want
the
the
crown
bigger crown.
entirely. Stupid Chucky doesn't get a crown.
But it's such a little crown.
Yes, it's
It's
so
almost
weird.
it's almost backfires.
It's like a tiara, really.
The crown would
Yeah.
be the crown would be more obvious if the other portraits had character names on top.
Yeah. Well, look, they're works in progress. We'll have the finished overlays for next week, but I decided to, use them this week anyway because I think they're prettier than the last ones we had.
What do the dice say?
2020, 2020.
Yeah, I see it too.
They
Seems
they look
physical.
kind of like 50s to me.
I
but
think some of them might have just been mirrored over instead of rotated around, so they look like 50, but they're upside down 20s.
got it.
Or mirrored
Ah.
20s or something. As I said,
That's
working
smart,
because
anyway.
if you look at the bottom right one, that one's clearly a 20.
Yeah,
But
all
then
the
it
other
looks like
ones
it just
kinda
got
look like 50s.
flipped over. I think the bottom right was in place correctly, and everything just got mirrored, and it got all.
It's
wonky.
pretty good. It was
Well,
pretty good.
It's work in progress, guys. Work in progress, not finished. We're getting there. It's getting much better. Anyway, so how are you guys been? What has been up since last week? Not Jonathan. Your name's not Jonathan. You're Justin. Justin, what's been up since last week, man?
Not very much. I've been actually crazy busy all week since I started my stream, and I've been spending 20 hours a week streaming. So
Yeah,
Go
it's
check
that's
it out.
going that's going pretty well.
pretty easy.
How
to do.
about you?
I heard you were doing bringing people in and playing Hearthstone decks of theirs to like try them out and give them pointers on it and stuff.
So, but what I do a lot is people ask me like how to play a certain deck archetype that
Mhm.
they've heard of but don't know how to make or don't know how to play, and I'll build it. Give them an example of how it would be built, and then play a few games with it on ladder, like the higher ranks, rank 3 or 4, and show them how the deck is played.
Okay, it's pretty cool. And
Yeah,
the
it
name of your
seems
stream
pretty cool.
again is so everyone
Cavalier,
remember?
Cavalier Guest.
Cavalier
Link it in
Guest
chat
for all
on
your
Twitch.
Hearthstone needs. Ryan, how about you? What's been up, man?
I don't know. Not much to report. It's been a busy week at work, and parents were in town, so lots of driving and
Is
Yeah.
there any particular reason your parents were visiting, or just family visit?
vacation.
Ah, okay, cool. What about you, Chucky? What's been up in the last week?
Streaming a lot. Started playing Wasteland, which is a very interesting post-apocalyptic role-playing game.
So
Did
it's
I
not a
kind-
story about a belt.
It's not a story. Where's the belt in Wasteland?
Wasteland, the land of a waist, someone's waist, the circumference of their hips. Belts, wait, never mind.
I think we
In my
have
head.
different waste.
Okay,
And
different
I
wasteland.
just did a chair building stream a couple of hours ago. I failed a bit and then managed to do it finally.
You failed to build chair.
Yeah, I used the wrong screw in the wrong hole and it got stuck. So me and 3 friends of mine.
Well, when you screw the wrong
We're bringing
hole, it
up-
can be problematic in life.
yes, it can be. I got my first pink die and a couple of new interesting purchases.
Do you want to elaborate on that, or is that super secret?
Or super personal.
I'm
Oh yeah.
I'm doing the artwork for this new campaign coming over, and artwork is expensive when you work with. Not for you, of
Yeah,
course.
isn't it? Hiring people to do artwork is really expensive.
It's really expensive, and
Yeah.
I've been getting some awesome teasers that it's like the money is completely worth it, and I can't wait for it to be finally done.
Cool.
And that's about it.
Well, why don't we just hop right into Dungeons and Dragons then?
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah!
Yeah.
So we were at the
seeing
trial
as-
and we had already convicted the guy of murder, right? That's where I have my character notes left.
Seeing
we
as-
just
seeing
captured
No.
we just captured
Why
Jonathan
don't we?
alive.
Why don't we recap in character? Can I suggest that, or I mean, just
Yeah.
like throw us right into because we killed
No,
everybody.
I want to recap because after seeing the weekly roll of this Honorbound session, I do not trust Neo of remembering anything.
Yeah,
Hey,
that's
but
probably a good
This
idea.
whole campaign is from our perspective.
Yes. So, Martha, would you tell us what happened with your character last session?
My character? Well, we started out in this this bar confronting Jonathan. For some reason that I'm not clear, Neil decided to slap him. Or Theron decided to
Jump
slap
over
him.
the table. Jump
And
over the
then we
table,
got into
slide
this
over and slap him.
Epic bar brawl where we ended up winning, and then while Theron was doing something that I just clearly wasn't paying attention to because I might have stopped it, I found a little black book, woohoo,
Woohoo!
that unfortunately was only a criminal ledger, no girls' numbers,
Aw.
and a bunch of deeds to property, including the deed to the dwarves' house, which is presumably how Jonathan forced him to make the false emblem.
Mhm.
And then we raced back to the dwarf's house, and it turns out he'd already been kidnapped and his son had been killed. So we went to the jeweler shop on the deed because Theron tracked the tracks towards the jeweler's district, so we made a guess. We went into the basement and had some more fights in enclosed spaces. And then eventually we caught up with Jonathan and the dwarf, killed all of Jonathan's thugs, saved the dwarf, and captured Jonathan.
See, this is
And
a
I
good
said-
melee.
I set a table on fire after I threw it at Jonathan with a thunder
Yeah.
spell.
I think that pretty much sums up last week's session.
That's a
I'm
much
satisfied
better
with
Wait,
job
awesome.
than I did. My memory is pretty poor these days.
I
Well,
think
good work,
you should
Justin.
get a help on like the weekly roll.
that. Okay.
Yeah. Well, hopefully.
People could.
My TLDR is shit got out of hand.
Yes.
So now we're now in the basement of we're in Jonathan's grape dungeon, surrounded
Yeah.
by dead bodies.
And shit that just went
And-
up in flames.
Yeah. There's a table
yeah, you
on
managed
fire
to
in the
save-
corner. Jonathan's
You managed to
conscious.
save- yes,
I don't
Jonathan is
remember if
conscious.
So
there's
my-
a table on fire.
Yeah, there's a table
So-
on fire. Fire
Yeah,
and
remember-
lightning.
We
Justin
Thunderclap?
shot both of them.
they were all grouped up, so I thunder waved, and the table hit Jonathan and like pinned him against the wall, and then I burning hands and set the table on fire.
I have no recollection of this. Was I asleep?
Yeah,
No, you were on the other side of the room fighting his thugs.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah, it looks
You thought it
cleaned
was
up, but-
you thought it was great at the time.
Oh,
you
fantastic.
commented on it. You argued that you argued along with us that the table ought to do fire damage to
Yeah,
Jonathan.
if you're looking at the map, that table in the top right is actually on fire and
So
blasted
the,
with
the
lightning
table
against
that's
the wall.
red is not the one that's on fire.
No, that's the
No,
trap.
that's-
That's
the
the
secret
trap
entrance.
door.
Okay.
That's the trap door you guys came
So-
out of. Jonathan
so-
is alive and conscious. He went down to his knees, threw his swords, and said, "I surrender. I surrender." And then you were talking stuff about bringing him to the Lord and so on. And he was asking you what evidence you have against him. I think we ended somewhere around there.
Yeah, I get the impression.
Yeah, like I said, we're okay. All right,
Take-
so it's just is the dwarf alive? Is
Yeah,
he
the
also
The dwarf is alive. Yes. The dwarf rolled a
jeweler?
natural 20
Or the
after an
blacksmith?
18.
I remember
so
that.
he went
Blacksmith.
immediately up
and he kicked Jonathan
The
in the
jeweler.
face.
and kicked Jonathan in the face. Yes.
But other than that, how many dead? There are just dead bodies piled between us and the
Yes.
surface.
There's three
It's
big
like
guys,
if-
2 little guys, right?
If somebody didn't know,
And then
you were in the
another
city,
big guy and a couple little guys upstairs. And then there's a
So, as I
bar
said-
stuffed full of dead bodies on the other side of town.
We've
If-
killed
if
over 20
people-
people
He made
in
it.
the last couple of hours.
people could just follow the trail of bodies and come to where you are right now.
The trail of
Literally.
justice. Get it right.
You mean the Trail of Honor, Ryan?
The trail of honor.
Yes. No, we are on the trail of justice to honor bound for honor. I don't know. Okay, I'm done. I give up.
We're bound to
that's
get
funny.
to the Trail of Honor.
All right, so let's talk logistics then.
Oh, maybe honor bound means we're actually going like homeward bound. Like we're bound for honor, but we're not quite there. Not we're bound by honor, but we're like trying to get there.
Or we're
Whole
going to
new
be hunted down.
interpretation.
We're
Don't
gonna be
hurt
hunted
yourself
down by
thinking
people
too
who
hard.
have honor, and they're going
Yeah.
to bind us.
Oh my god. So many possible meanings.
Who knows?
All right. Whew. Well, I need to collect myself and think things over. I am certainly not going to be taking a rest in this dungeon.
This
Fair.
this is actually a tavern. This is
So
actually
yeah,
a
this
tavern.
is the basement of the other bar, or one of the other bars that we have the deed for. It's the Iron Dagger.
I say we chain Jonathan up down here and come back for him when we need him.
No way.
It's his bar.
What
We're
if
not in a
someone
bar.
comes and
We are
escapes?
in. Remember, we went down that weird basement hatch behind
Yeah,
the.
and we ended up in the basement of a bar. We're in the
No.
basement of the Iron Dagger, which is the other bar. Yeah, we really are.
What? There's
Ask
a bar
Jonathan.
upstairs.
There's a bar upstairs.
There's no doors out of here. Oh wait, upstairs.
There's a trapdoor that leads up.
goes out.
Like, the trapdoor goes down. Chucky, how do we get out of the basement? Is the
No,
basement like
but the
sealed?
trapdoor was behind an abandoned
No, no.
building, a boarded up building,
Right.
That-
Exactly.
and it
Which
went
led-
like down
which
and around the
also
block or
owned.
something like that
Which he
to.
also owned. Yeah, apparently.
So wait a minute. So
How
this
the
red thing is the trapdoor that goes down, right?
Yes,
Correct.
exactly.
Okay, this makes sense. Where is the entrance that goes up?
We don't have that on the map.
There is no. It's not on the map because it's not in front of you guys, and it's not where we're looking. It's behind you. It's up here.
I
It's
suspect.
because you just went up and staring at him. There was no. Let's look back to see what's there.
From my
So-
perspective, there was no door or there was no passage that we didn't explore.
Yeah.
As in,
what
there's
is
no way to
this-
get up into a bar.
These
Unless
black
there was a secret
lines.
door.
Is there a door between this room and this room? Like,
No, it's open. It's open ground. I just the actual sheet
Oh.
I couldn't make it with only one.
okay, so we don't want. So these black lines in between don't exist.
Yes, they don't. They don't.
Oh,
It's
okay.
free space, and this is a
Well-
door opening outwards.
Okay, so unless someone objects or stops me, I will use my 50 feet of hemp rope to just hog tie Jonathan to a piece of furniture.
Awesome, and
I
I feel
watch.
like there is a skill you need to do that for that.
Okay, well, I'm going to use the whole 50 feet. I'm not going to cut it.
Okay,
I
whole
am
50
happy.
feet.
So, but let me look at my character sheet and see if I have any skills that would even apply.
If I do like a
Because
real life
the-
demonstration
no.
of tying someone up with 50 feet of rope, can I get advantage on the roll?
No, it's not. It's the idea that the
This is-
escape artist or strength DC is based upon your skill check. So
Yeah, I'm
that's
looking
why
up
there is a skill
that.
check.
I mean, I'm reasonably strong. There's no, I guess, sleight of hand.
This is a different
But
type
I'm
of
sorry,
bondage,
I-
Justin.
I think it's a sleight of hand thing here.
I don't think it's a different type. It's still trying to get someone immobile. What you do with them after might be different,
Okay,
but the initial goal. is
Well,
the
you know,
same.
some of those ties are a little bit redundant at this point. You know. It'll be fine.
Okay.
Chat would
So
like
it
to
is.
see the map. The silly map.
Oh yes, map. Hey,
Is
look
there
at this
is
map.
there a map version of this?
Yep.
Awesome.
Okay, so I will utter a prayer to Astaire to bind this villain so that he may be brought to justice.
So you
Invoking
add
guidance.
so you add the 1d6,
I like the map overlay too.
D4.
d4. Okay, so yeah, and
Oh.
do yours. Okay, you don't know. This is like hiding. So you don't know how well you do it. You just do it in your
I know
perspective.
how well I do it. I just don't know how well he escapes.
Yeah. So it's like you did it. You did the best you could with that 50 feet of rope.
D20 minus 3. What is your? Is it based off Dex?
Yeah, side of hand
That's
is a dex skill.
So I
I still want to take him
Proceed.
with me. I don't feel comfortable leaving him here by himself.
Why don't we loot the room? I'm gonna loot the room
shrugged.
while they're figuring this out.
It's clearly my plan failed, and I leave Neil with Jonathan loosely wrapped with a lot of heavy rope.
Okay.
Well,
yeah, and
I think
on.
that we should
I will
take
head
him with
back
us.
to the tavern. Yeah, I don't really want to be any part of dragging this criminal around town.
Why not? You helped us track him down. You helped us murder or slay all the people that it took to get to him. But now that we finally have our prize, you want to just leave him here? Like, let's just drag him to court.
She just met this guy a few hours ago.
Yeah, let's drag him to court. We killed 30 people to get here. We can't just leave him. Like, that's the equivalent of the James Bond villain be like, haha, Bond, here's all my plans. Now I'm going to lock you in this room and watch you, and not watch you die. And maybe these sharks will get you if the water gets high enough. It's we're not the Bond
Jonathan-
villains. We gotta
Jonathan looks up at you.
with the gods.
Jonathan looks up at you and says, "Well, you can leave me here, and if you unbind my hands, maybe who knows? There's some reward for you at the end of it." And he kind of winks.
Okay, so he's poorly restrained.
He is probably staying on the ground
He's
on his
nonetheless.
knees.
I mean, his first action
Yes.
can be tear himself free, but I'm still going to get the jump on him. I take my flail, grab one. It's a three chained flail, but I'll just take the ball at the end of one of the chains, handle in the other hand, and up behind Jonathan, garrote him into unconsciousness. Strangle him to death with his chain. I don't not fully lethal damage.
Fully
I don't know if you
lethal
want
damage?
The strength check, or if you want me.
Wait, did you say fully lethal? You're trying
Sure,
to
I
kill
don't
him?
care. It doesn't matter. I can bring him back
Okay,
later.
you just do that, and he. I mean, you don't need to
So-
do any roll. He just
Kill-
he
if you
can't
kill
do
him,
anything. So
so
Okay.
good.
for
And
a bit,
immediately,
for like 30
when
seconds.
he enters unconsciousness, I cast Spare the Dying and leave him stable at 0 HP.
Okay.
I may not be able to tie rope, but he's not going to be moving for a couple hours. Now I'm going to go take a nap.
Are you going to take a 1 hour rest or
That's a
something?
creative way
Yeah, I'm going to go
around
back
it.
to the tavern and take a 1 hour rest. Let's hope that Jonathan is unconscious for more than 1 hour. He gets a D4, I think.
Why are you going to go somewhere? Why not just rest here?
Because we're surrounded by dead bodies. And
Just like you're not used to that as a priest.
I've seen my share of dead bodies, but I think it is a little disrespectful to sleep amongst them.
We could just push him down the trap door, and then we'd have an empty room with no dead bodies.
Fine, I'll grab a bunk, and I use one of the bunks and sleep for.
Yeah, the bunks are in here. in the
I'm
back.
probably not going to leave for 8 hours, unless one of the other party members interrupts me. I just went through a very demanding physical experience where I took more than my full HP worth of damage and healed, and took the damage and healed, and took the damage several times over the course of the day. I need to recover my energies. I think I even died for a second there.
I think you did. But there was
Thanks.
this roiling about that happened that saved your life, I think, if I remember correctly.
So let's turn it over to the rest of the party, figure out what they do for the next 8 hours. And the dwarf,
So what's happening, Justin?
if he wants to, apparently.
I was gonna try and console the dwarf. Use some of my acolyte training. Say
Okay,
that
so
Jonathan will be
what
brought
is-
to justice.
Which god were you brought up in the service of? Is there a particular deity or just the entire dwarven pantheon?
So I come from a whole family of clerics. I'm not sure. I don't think they would all be the
What's
same.
so they
deity,
all
right?
are.
But
Usually it's
they sort of
the
expect
same.
anyone
This is the age of mist. Nothing is canon here. You get to
Yes.
make it up.
Maybe it'd all be the
Then-
same. So I should pick a deity
Say
that my
something
family
Grievous, I'm sure
apparently
Neil will
follows.
shout, say, you cannot make your dwarven priest worship a purple minotaur god with an afro.
You can totally do it. It's just not canon. No one will ever have a record of it forever, ever, 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 ever.
Only the
Lost
Honor
in
Bound
mysteries.
episodes.
So
Well, okay, my family was very orthodox. So let's say they worshipped like the dwarven god, like whoever is the head of the pantheon of the dwarven god in the Age of Mist.
yeah, there's a list on the roleplay wiki if you
you
want stock gods, but you can, yeah.
I'll take a stock god. It's fine. No custom
Take a
gods
stock.
needed here.
Bum.
I will worship
Okay,
no
so
false
your
idols.
god is named Sir Badass, the afro wielding.
That's not the name.
There's a
That
god
is
of
not
dwarves.
his name. Hold on, let me get you a real dwarven god name.
Sayor is a smith god, and who's neutral, forging craftsman, whatever. Didn't he make the dwarves?
No, that would be
It-
Rurox making dwarves from
Rock
Dragonlance.
spew it off of someone's hammer, right? Sparks off of someone's hammer.
No, the dwarves were sparks off the hammer
Of the creator, who is that?
That's
of
pretty cool.
Rurox, yeah. And then the
Riox, that's Dragonlance
then the
god.
Kenders and gnomes and gully dwarves.
Solemn, not
Well,
Dragonlance.
no, well, there's no fucking lore for how
Wait,
the
no,
dwarves got
no, no,
created
no.
in Solemn.
I like that. No, can they be sparks off of the hammer of creation? That
But-
sounds awesome.
Yeah, but
think
that's
that-
like
yeah.
stealing. It's kind of a
But
pretty
that's
heavy
not-
infringing on
that's-
Dragonlance.
That's not actually. That's not how
That's
the.
a generic plot point, or like
Yeah,
That's not how they started in Dragonlance, is it?
yeah.
No, that's not how they started. No, it's not. They
Chucky,
were
how's it
created
done?
by. They were created by Rocks. They just created by Rocks to share his craft, and then from the dwarves came the Kender and.
Yeah, but that's the
The-
gray gem with chaos.
Well,
It's a little
this-
different.
this got out of hand. I was trying to inspire Justin to talk about his character's past, and instead we got into a lore bickering battle. What do your characters do for the 8 hours? Justin, do you also rest?
So I start out by trying to console the dwarf and make him go to sleep, and then I loot the room because my
Okay,
character,
so
for some reason, has
Give
been
me,
very
give
obsessed
me a
with looting.
diplomacy check. Give me a
A
diplomacy,
diplomacy check. All right.
check. Persuasion, sorry.
Wait.
Persuasion.
I have
Actually,
to
Should have had me do it.
the head dwarven god would probably be
Kill
Martha.
people.
To be honest, it'd be Martha, the goddess of creation and life.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
It's Neil's world, so I assumed he had the answer.
Yeah.
Diplomacy?
Yeah.
Persuasion? It's minus
No,
2.
persuasion. Persuasion. Again, I sometimes get 3.5 skills mixed up.
Okay. Roll well. It's not so good.
He's like, fuck him. I want him dead. Fuck justice. They never did anything good for us dwarves.
I
He
actually.
looks pretty dead.
He's not taking any steps towards actually attacking him, but he's eyeing him very dangerously. It's like that stare. You look at somebody that you want just to go and strangle upright.
Okay, well, if he kills him, I actually don't have a huge problem with that, because I think Jonathan's a little too dangerous to let live. So I'm just going to spend the rest of the time, looting Jonathan's body in particular.
I'm
Eh.
keeping an eye on Jonathan, even though he's unconscious, and I want to drag him back as soon as Ryan wakes up. So I'm going to keep watch and stay awake.
Okay, so I'd like you to do me a search check. I think it's a search.
It's investigate, right?
Uh,
I've been using
whatever you
investigate.
need.
Correct,
There's no
Justin. It's
search,
investigate.
so-
No, there is a search.
Investigate.
It's still int based.
It's an int-based skill, yeah.
6.
I mean, you find around about 20 silver pieces on the thugs and everybody else besides Jonathan, and on Jonathan himself, you find a pretty beautiful opal ring and 100 golden pieces.
Doing pretty well in the money department.
He is the leader of the black market. By the way, is Neil's camera very, very fuzzy, only for me?
Yeah, my cameras are being
yeah, he
weird.
is.
I don't
I
know
don't-
why my
that's
cameras are
weird.
being weird. I'm trying to figure it out, actually.
Yeah, doesn't matter. Yeah, that's about everything you find inside of here. There doesn't seem to be anything more. Anybody else doing anything special here? Farron, what's up?
I'm just keeping an eye on Jonathan, making sure he doesn't go anywhere, making sure he doesn't wake up, and
You know, I like
pretty
you
much
to do
sit
me a
on him.
deception check.
A deception?
Perception. A perception
Perception.
check.
RD20 plus 4. 23.
Oh, so as Martha's going through his stuff, and okay, what's this? What's this? You notice something on his skin. You notice something on Jonathan's skin. Yes.
Is it like a rash or something?
No, something that looks like a tattoo, white in color. Do you investigate?
I remove any clothing that's near that, or like pull it back and try and get a better look at it.
Okay, it is a silver arm
A silver
tattooed
arm.
Shit.
on his wrist right here.
Silver
Does it look
arm.
just like the one on the note?
You pull out the note, you check it, and it looks almost exactly the same.
There's a silver arm on a note. What was the note?
So the half-elf who tried to steal the hammer from us had a note from his master saying that he wanted him to recover the hammer and come
Right.
to the harbor, Red Stone Port. So apparently Jonathan is also part of the same criminal conspiracy that's after the hammer.
They're a pretty poor conspiracy when all of their conspirators are dying at our hands every time we find them. We'll figure it out. Yeah, so I'm just
Okay.
gonna kick it and wait for the rest of the party to chill. I don't feel comfortable enough to actually take my 4-hour meditation anywhere in here. So I'll just be tired and cranky.
You're still aware of your surroundings, though, right?
I don't think I'm aware enough that if Jonathan were trying to escape that I could... Like, am I aware enough that if he were trying to escape I could come out of my meditation and
I
attack him?
think so.
I don't think
so.
so.
I think you can get like a listener.
Fucking elves are OP
And
these
perception
days.
Yeah, I think you get
I mean, think-
perception checks.
I think
They
of
were
it.
like
Have you ever tried to practice meditation, Neil?
Yeah, and Aikido
Familiar
class.
with the concept?
I'm
I mean, if
familiar
you're
with the
doing it
concept.
right, you are pretty detached, I want to say. I mean, yeah. I mean, the idea is to, I don't know.
If I remember correctly, it's like the sleep thing. You know, somebody is fudging at your door while you're sleeping. You have a what was it, 3.5? You had like a -5 to healing anything while you were asleep.
I think they just sleep
Yeah,
standing
it just says
horses.
remaining semi-conscious.
Semi-conscious, yeah. So
Yeah,
you do
so-
get a perception.
So I
check
interpret it as like
notice.
your consciousness drifts to the Feywild or something like that, and you are no longer fully on this plane of existence or whatever.
So I'm gonna say that if you
Transcendental
want to
meditation.
meditate, I'll allow you a perception check to, if anything happens around you, to notice it.
Yeah, I'm just gonna stay awake. I don't trust these guys.
Okay.
We could just...
Okay, good. You
Oh,
stay awake.
we don't have any bells. We need to get some bells.
Dude, haven't you seen Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2?
You need
You can
to
remove
learn
those
an
bells without
eleventh
making
spell.
any noises.
I have seen Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles too. Ralph, they threw the smoke bomb down, and then Raphael runs in, takes all the bells off, and puts them in the hands, and then he says, "Is this enough?"
Yeah, it's dangerous. You can't just depend on the bells.
There, if only there were a magical means.
If we're dealing with
set up something
ninjas,
like that.
we have a problem.
Perhaps
I'm just saying.
Perhaps a ritual spell that would notify you for 8 hours if anyone enters your.
The meta is great in this one.
I don't have that spell. I'm just putting that out there. Also, it costs like a spell slot, and I'm out of spell slots. So
Yeah, but it doesn't cost a spell per day or whatever. It's a ritual.
yeah, it is a ritual, but it's still rituals still cost spell slots.
You have to prepare them, but they don't cost spell slots. So if a spell is prepared, you may cast it as a ritual. The casting time increases by 10 minutes.
No, it's
Ah.
you.
Oh.
I missed
Lost
that rule.
Yeah,
Good
I was just trying to fix my
catch.
camera.
Anyways, so we're fast forwarding 8 hours.
Yeah, that's
Really?
what's happening.
Is that really happening?
I'm
I
chilling
think-
and waiting. You guys do as you please. But if
Did-
Ryan is insisting on sleeping, I'm going to insist on guarding.
I didn't find anything else interesting in the room.
Besides
the-
what I already
Just
told
got
you.
a ring.
Here's my question: where's the door that heads upstairs? Like, is there a door that heads upstairs?
That's
So
Yeah,
is
but
it?
I just
Ladder
I made it
up to
up.
the level I'm on.
It's right there. Okay. Is it
And
locked?
then-
It is not locked.
Is there a lock?
Wait,
There
hold
is
the
a lock
phone.
on it. Yes.
Where did this room come from?
What room?
It's always been there. We just didn't turn around.
It's always been there. Yes.
How do you get in? I don't see any door or anything.
No, you
No,
can
no,
just
no.
move in. It's there's no wall.
the black wall isn't actually there.
What?
yeah, that black
DM
wall's
hacks.
yeah.
DM map hacks.
Map hacks. Map hacks. You figured me out.
There are VODs, Chucky. We have evidence against you.
Watch the VOD, Chucky.
I am innocent. I am innocent. I want to speak to my lawyer. Okay, so there is the actual door here. If you want to use it, Justin.
I just want to lock it.
Okay. Yeah.
Does the
I mean,
door open
so-
into a room or out of the room?
Yeah. I
Uh,
peek through. Just like open up to some stairs.
You look up, and it's just stairs going up.
Stairs. Did we come
Okay.
down a ladder?
Yeah, but we didn't come through
we
there.
came up a
through
ladder.
here.
We
Oh,
came up a ladder through the
Okay.
trapdoor. This is the stairs to go up to the bar.
okay.
Ryan's just turned around as I am.
It's fine. I got it.
It's because and he deleted the part of the map that I'm on right now, or maybe it was a previous screen.
What?
Like I'm in the hideaway somewhere. from
Yeah,
one
you
of
went
the-
down the
one of the
staircase.
beds
in
of the
that,
men that I just killed.
that weird alleyway, right?
Alleyway. We're all underground.
We're
Right,
all
right,
under-
but no, it was that underground, like, narrow passage.
yeah.
that
Yeah,
ran
there
to
was
the
an underground tunnel.
Yeah.
That was the entrance.
exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
Yeah,
just
goes-
underground
goes to-
tunnel, underground alleyway, same thing.
Jeweler shop.
So
Oh,
I'm just
you know
waiting
what
on
we should
Chucky to
do?
tell me.
We should go back to
Or
back
my
to the
throat.
jeweler's shop and see if there's anything in the jeweler's shop worth looting. Because we never looked through all the black market like crates.
Why don't you do that while Ryan sleeps and
No,
I
you
watch
actually
this guy?
did look through the black market crates. If you
Yeah, and
remember.
we found a couple things, but we only looked in the ones that were in the main room. We didn't go to the other room, and we didn't ever try and go upstairs and break into the jeweler's shop to see if there's anything in there.
Yeah, you didn't.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch the body. Ryan's gonna go to sleep. Why don't you go see if there's anything valuable around for us to use to save
Us?
the world?
That is cool.
Yes. Actually, should we be looting
Okay.
the jeweler's shop? I say, maybe this whole turning over a new leaf thing includes not plundering.
Isn't the jeweler right there?
He is looking at you while we're talking about this.
Oh, it's his jeweler's shop. Yo, let's not steal his stuff.
Oh,
Well, he
wait,
is
no, was
pretty
it- was
fucking
it his?
sketchy.
Was it his jeweler shop?
Yes,
I asked him if
he
it was his jeweler
sighs.
shop.
He sighs and says, "Was mine, long time ago." There's
Oh,
nothing
but it's
left
not yours
inside
now,
it."
so the stuff in there is no longer yours, right?
Oh, don't be a dick.
I'm-
Don't be a dick, Theron. I hand the dwarf the deed to his house and the deed to his jeweler shop.
He looks at them and looks up at you, and his eyes convey honest happiness. As this has been my shackles for decades. I thank you, and I owe you. And he does he puts his arm like this, and he does a very deep bow to you.
And I just say that we're sorry we couldn't save your son as well.
He gives a sharp
I'm
look,
sorry
and,
that we couldn't save your
and-
son as well. And I glare at Theron.
and then looks at you and says, "No harm done. You have tried your best. I thank you. I would have lost my life if it wasn't for you. So it is. I should not be ungrateful."
Well, you also probably wouldn't have risked your life if it wasn't for us. But that's neither here nor there. We are kind of responsible for you almost dying, but we're also responsible for saving your life. So, tomato, tomato.
He kind of whispers is he your friend? Whispers to Martha.
I think that if he can have friends, that I'm his friend.
And he kind of puts a hand on your shoulder and says, "Good luck."
Thanks. I think I'm gonna need it. I asked the dwarf if he has any more idea about why Jonathan wanted the symbol, or if he knows anything about what's going on with Michael trying to frame the old guy whose name I actually forgot. I actually forgot someone's name. Damn, I was doing so good.
He kind of says, well, the Lords are always playing their game. Some reason or another, every month this request comes to me, and I can't say anything but yes and ask no question. I don't know why he wanted it. I just know that usually when they want it, they either I either see somebody hanged in a couple of weeks, or somebody accused of treason. And that somebody is getting in their business.
I have a question for you, which we had kind of asked before, but now that things are a little bit more settled, maybe you can give me a more direct answer. Why is it that the lords are going through the black market guy to get their very official sigils, or not sigils, but cloak pins, or whatever they're called, the
To
thingies?
lose it is a offense to the lord himself, and it is very expensive to get it.
Yeah, but if
through official
you're the
ways.
person who makes it,
I
don't
am
they
not
just-
the person who makes them. I am the former person who makes them.
who makes them now?
The jewel in the lord's house, of course.
We asked around, and everyone said that you were the very finest jeweler in town. Why are
I
you not
was.
the commissioned jeweler to make these now?
Wrong story, lad. My wife got killed by bandits. I used all my money to pay mercenaries to get my revenge, and I failed in the end.
So
I
why
needed money to stay back to sustain my remaining family here, and I turned to the black market. Before I even knew it, they had my house, they had my business, and if I said no to anything they requested, I would be killed, and my family would be killed.
So
Who
you
killed your wife?
Bandits, she was coming home from whatever mountains. One second, I actually need to open up your map. The mountains up north. That's what he says. Just let me find it. Okay, she was coming back from Gold Fort, and on the way she was killed. We only found her body and the gutted horse.
Sorry for your loss.
He nods his head and then looks to a side a bit. Says, anyway, that is the past. Now, why is it you are poking your nose in this? I've never seen people so eager to help others. Not in Varys, anyway.
We have our own reasons.
Yeah, I'm
They
not
don't really concern you.
clear.
I understand.
I-
If you need any help, I would be willing to offer mine.
Well, we'll need you to testify about this guy getting all the sigils and stuff. Just tell the truth in court and we'll be cool.
He nods his head. The road is a just one. He is a good road. I know.
Really? Because everything
That he
we've done
doesn't
with him
seem
has
so.
been the exact opposite. He's been unjust and really just bad.
I know he seems so. But he needs to keep an appearance to the world, to the roads.
Okay.
He usually does most things because of them being in the same room. Trust me, if you get some time to talk to him one-on-one, you'll see he is a very good person. I have known him for years and years, but
And yet
as
you
the time
didn't turn
passed,
to
he
him
got even
for
more.
money or jobs when your wife was kidnapped. Instead, you went to the black market. Interesting.
And he kind of looks to the side. Pride got the best of me.
Well, let's just wait for Bowen to wake up, and then we'll deal with this stuff. Why don't you just stick around in this area with us?
I'll
Why
have a
don't
nap
you-
myself.
Yeah, why
I don't
don't
feel
you have
that
a
good.
nap?
Well, if
And
Theron's gonna trance, then I'm gonna take a nap.
I'm not going to trance. I'm going to wake. I'm not leaving this guy kick Jonathan asleep by himself.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna
Okay.
sleep.
So he goes to sleep. After a couple of hours, Jonathan wakes. And, oh, well, that was something.
I draw my
Yeah.
short swords and poke them in near his throat area. And
Like
just,
before you can do that, he just says like, "Oh, that was something." Never thought I'd see his face anytime soon. Oh, hello, elf. and then you poke his sword at his neck.
Yeah. You don't move. And then I just sit and watch him.
Understood.
I do not converse with him at all. No
He
conversation.
tries to drag you into conversation.
If there's anything
Do you-
interesting he says, let me know, but unless there's something super interesting, I will not respond.
He says, "So, is this old man of yours worth it? Worth all this trouble?" You even know what you're getting into? He grins and then stops saying anything, only kind of like reiterating what he just said every couple of hours. If you don't respond after 8 hours, everybody wakes up. 4 HP. You get half your hit dice rounded up.
I will expend a hit die because I'm resting.
Yeah.
That's all my hit dice, so I'm back to full hit dice.
Oops, D10. 7 HP. Bring me to 15 out of 19.
Okay. Good.
Okay. When everyone wakes up, I guess I get everyone together and say, so, we're going to take this guy straight to Lord, what's his name?
Heinrich the Third.
Yeah, Lord Hein... something. Yeah.
Do you wake up?
Yes, you do wake up, all of you.
Okay.
Let's,
Okay.
And as you kind of like round together, Jonathan says from the
I
ground.
don't get. I mean, I have actions before I meet up with a group. I'm going to change my prepared spell list. I'll spend my initial
Yeah.
bits of the wake up in prayer.
So you just hear this from Jonathan, all of you, and he says,
I don't.
"Oh, you got
okay.
me, and he is gonna testify, but my, how are we gonna save your old man? Still have no evidence of his killer," he says, looking at all of you for a reaction.
I say
The
nothing.
accused will hold his tongue, or I'll cut it out, or at least
Ooh.
borrow it for a few days. When's the trial?
We had 3 days. We've used half of a day.
So it's like the wee hours of the morning. We wake up at an awkward time,
Yeah.
Like, we
Yeah.
wake up at at the break of dawn, like of the second day. So we have today and tomorrow, and then
Tomorrow.
a trial on the. Or is tomorrow the trial?
No, tomorrow is not the trial. The day after tomorrow,
Okay.
not the trial. The execution, from what you know.
The only execution will be Jonathan, unless we find.
No,
more.
I'm just saying what you guys know.
All right.
All
So
of it.
he actually made a good point. We don't actually have any. We have proof of the symbol being forged, and we have proof that it was there, but we don't have any proof that anyone of who actually killed the Lord's son.
Well, we can do it this way.
It
Because
does.
Lord was so eager to just, kill the old man for this thing, that if we put Jonathan front and forward and say that Jonathan knows exactly who it is that the sigil was delivered to and all that fun stuff, that the Lord will threaten to put Jonathan to the wheel until he tells who was given the item. That should loosen his tongue. The wheel
But
is not a
if-
fun place to be.
What if he just lies?
Well, that's why you continue to torture him.
He looks at all of you and says,
It
"The
is-
wheel is small compared to what I do if I reveal."
Okay,
the
I
truth."
gag him. I chop off about a foot and a
No,
half
oh.
at the end of. I don't actually have a knife. I borrow a knife from Theron. Are you?
Yeah,
You take
I'll
out
let
the
you.
notes
You
off.
acquiesce? Okay, I chop off the last foot and a half of my rope and just tie it around his face through his mouth. Like
Okay, he's gagged. He's gagged.
Excellent.
Can we get him better secured? Do you want to drag him around with us?
Well, yeah, we
today?
should march him through the streets directly in front of us.
Yeah,
I still don't think that's a good idea. Oh, I check out that armor that one of the big guys had, like a really high armor class. I check out his armor. Is there anything special about his armor?
Does anyone
There
have?
is nothing special about his armor.
Okay, so it was just him.
Does someone have plate mail?
No,
Oh, he had armor and a shield, right?
Yeah.
he had an armor and a
So he
shield.
probably has the same AC as I did.
No, he had 19
Is that
AC. That's why I asked. But
Yeah,
it's a
19
class.
AC.
It was like a class feature of his.
Oh yeah, he had 20, didn't he? But
Yeah,
he's a fighter.
something.
Something. Okay, so what's happening?
I think we're gonna march him to.
Do we want to go up through the
Jail.
bar, or do we want to go through the jewelers?
So there's a bar right there. I point like to the staircase that I'm just now noticing. Apparently,
Yeah, it's the Iron Dagger. It's one of the 3 bars that we found deeds for in the Black Raven, which is the other bar that we were in when we first confronted Jonathan.
I shrug and untie Jonathan, save for the bit around his mouth.
Maybe we should just tie his hands together and then hold it like a leash so he can't run.
Yeah. So we tie his hands with the now 48 feet of silk rope.
Okay, same. You need to give me a sleight of hand.
Let me tie it. Okay. Let
You
me
sure?
tie it.
He is a professional when it comes to hunting people down and dragging them back to.
That is.
He's done this
Well,
before.
4.
I think you.
Nice.
Yeah, he does it like a professional.
It looks
Much better than your job, I say.
Yes, it's quite an impressive knot. I have my flail in hand,
So
shield on my back, and
when
I
we
just
when
grab
we
the back
pull
of Jonathan.
when we
as-
pull on the rope to lead Jonathan, does the knot just fall apart?
No. They're not holds. They're not holds.
Okay.
Okay.
Are we sure he should be conscious for this? Can't we just knock him out again and
And carry him through town?
carry him through town?
I'm okay
No.
with it. It seems
I
a lot
can't carry
easier and like there would be less
you?
questions asked if we, marched him through town. How are out of game question? How are what is the status of slavery in this region?
I'm
Frowned
pretty sure
upon,
Justin's
it's-
sister was a slaver, right?
people cannot
Or involved.
be
somehow.
sold into slavery without their consent, to put it like that.
Okay, but if he's a slave, like if we called
He's not
him our slave.
No, he's not a slave. He is known in this town. He owns the base.
No,
of
I
the-
understand, but if we
Yeah.
had a person chained in front of us and someone said, "What the hell? Why is he chained?" We're like, "Oh, he's our slave." It would
And I
be
tell them that I am the flail of
No,
God.
it would be okay. It wouldn't be okay.
Get out of our way.
Why wouldn't it be okay?
We're good.
In the open, how to put it? I guess slaves are not allowed.
I thought you said
People
you have
that
to
you pay,
agreed
people
to
that you pay, and yeah, you need to agree. Like you need to be paid, and
this doesn't
basically have
allow-
a contract.
So
Isn't it
they
the
have
exact opposite of slavery, though?
no, they have indentured servitude.
Ah,
Exactly.
But this
That's
man
what
is
I'm looking for.
accused of crime against the.
Would it be that
local-
unusual to walk out of
He
a
is-
bar
he
with
is
an unconscious guy on your shoulder?
Maybe. Let's just march him out, hands tied behind
Yeah.
his back. If
Okay,
he
so
tries
you're-
to run, I've got a
Wait,
bow. He's got a
wait.
flail.
You're gonna retie his hands behind his back because didn't you tie them in front?
No, I tied him behind his back.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not concerned. He is now free to walk.
We
His
should
hands
hobble
are-
him so he can't run.
All right, let's tie some ropes between his legs so he's got a maximum gait of 1.5 feet or so.
Yeah,
He
that's
can't
fine.
run. Okay. I cut off,
No, what?
I just bent down and started cutting Orion's rope. I cut off like a 5-foot section and tie his feet together, and here's my roll.
3 feet of hemp rope.
There's my roll for his feet. He,
Okay, good.
yeah. But we are an hour in, so let us take our first break if that's okay with everyone.
Sure,
Okay,
we've accomplished
more-
exactly 0 things.
Hey,
More
we.
rope tying and BDCM next hour.
All right.
Neil's character made a total of probably one move action over the course of this entire hour. That's got to be that's pretty impressive.
All right. But it was
See you
the
guys
most
in 5 minutes.
important action.
He's a hunter. Once he's found his prey, he's just very still.